G'day everyone and welcome back to NS2HD. This is the second weekend in a row where I have recorded a clan match for you guys, and this is going to be Frelge v Coldfusion. Coldfusion is going to play on the Marine team and Frelge is going to play on the Alien team. You've seen Frelge play last weekend. They are the team to beat. They were exceptionally good against HBZ last weekend, so this was really exciting to see them go up against a new bunch of opponents. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the two teams now. On Coldfusion, we have Alexi, TRC, Himzi, Saderi, Nadil, and Omar, who will be playing as Commander. And on the Alien side, playing in Frelge, we have Bliss, Philo, Banny, Payne, Saisan, and Phi, who will be playing as Commander. So we had Saisan playing as Commander last week, Phi this week on the Frelge side. Be interesting to see what the difference is. Here we go. We are 8 seconds out from the game start, and guys, I have a surprise for you. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here comes game start, and there is my surprise fading up on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Do I read comments or do I read comments? I read all your comments. And apart from the fact that you guys hated NS2HD number 232, and with good reason, I think that was an atrocious video and I should be slapped for putting it up. But I have read all your comments, and one of the most commented things on my previous clan match videos was, we love the dual perspectives, but how about a mini-map? And the NS2 is not finished. It doesn't have a replay editor yet. It doesn't have the ability to have a mini-map in spectator mode either. So this is courtesy of a third recorded perspective. And I have to thank a player called SRS Blue for that. He is an Australian player who volunteered his time. He stuck a knife in his keyboard and pressed Fraps record and just recorded his mini-map for the whole game. So there you go. You have a mini-map for this entire game, along with the casting bar at the top of your screen, which reveals the current score in this matchup, the game time, the match number, and the current beta build. So starting off, we have a lot of intense combat over in ventilation. Flight control well secured by Coldfusion, but ventilation going down very fast to a very aggressive Frelge attack. There is a Marine in generator. Frelge cleaning up the Marines over in ventilation though, so there's not going to be a fast extractor there. I wouldn't be surprised though if there is a fast extractor dropped in flight control. Frantic fighting for generator here as Frelge tries to secure their natural resource point over there. So both teams denying each other's fast resource point there. Generator and ventilation are the fastest resource points you can capture. The power already down in surface access, so we might see a fast hive in here. Now you will occasionally see the minimap pop up in your primary view screen. That's because Tempest and I, who are the ones recording the actual viewpoints you see in front of you right now, we need to use the minimap to navigate our way around the game to bring you the action. So you will occasionally see that. I have edited it to try and keep that to a minimum, but if you see it, please don't hate. That's just, it's inevitable at the moment as we are recording this live in spectator mode. Big combat there, 3 skulks going down to 2 Coldfusion Marines there, and a Gorge is this Gorge must have been relying on those skulks. He has gone down after dropping 1 Hydra. This was no doubt Frelge's attempt to drop their second hive very early on, and it has been crushed by Coldfusion, and I'd say you could draw that all back to Frelge losing 3 skulks in the corridor between ventilation and surface access. They lost those skulks, and as a result, that Gorge was without protection, and the defense it put up, that Hydra, was completely useless. So Coldfusion doing an excellent job there. Some really great shooting means that they are in a great position now at the 2 minute and 55 second mark. And this Harvester, oh Frelge, what you doing? This Harvester needs some infestation. That Gorge, maybe the intention was maybe that Gorge run back and give it some infestation, but losing a Gorge that early in the game at this level of play, it's just a huge blow. That usually teams will be operating on a tight strategy in the early game that will require one player gorging, and to lose that Gorge is usually a big blow. There's an example of that mini-map coming on. Can't help that all the time. Usually if I haven't edited it out, it means both perspectives were mini-mapping at the same time. In surface access, Coldfusion is dropping an extractor. This is an aggressive move. They are saying, you know what? Frelge, we've denied your second hive, and we're just going to take the resources in what you hoped would be your second hive. And we have a Gorge moving into heliport right now, so we might be seeing another hive drop, although this early I would be very surprised because Frelge has probably lost a lot of resources. Hopefully at some point in the future I'll be able to add resources to my casting bar at the top, and my ultimate goal is to have a little bar on the left hand side that shows you the current upgrades of both teams and their current technology. So hopefully in future you will see that. I don't know how many perspectives I'd have to record though to be able to do that. I'd probably have to have both commanders recording their perspectives, and that's just not feasible. And I cannot thank SRS Blue enough for donating this minimap, and I must shout out to him as this harvester is under attack though, so I will commentate this first. It looks like the Frelge Skulks are going to clean up that Coldfusion attack, and now they are taking down the powering heliport, maybe looking for a second hive drop there. Now, SRS Blue maintains a Steam group called NS2AU, and if you are an Australian NS2 player, jump in and join that Steam group. It is a good Steam group to be in. SRS Blue is an active administrator trying to get games going in there, so a good idea to join that up, and he will be very much appreciative if you do, because he is putting a lot of effort into maintaining that. There are people all over the NS2 community contributing in all sorts of ways, and that is just one little way that one player is making a big difference to Australian Natural Selection 2 players. I've joined the group, so if you want to play with me, a great way to play with me if you're an Australian player is to join up there. And US West Coast players, join up as well, because you guys are usually in a good ping position to play on East Coast Australian servers, and vice versa, if you consider 110 a good ping. Speaking of ping, this is a French server. I believe it's in France. That may be wrong. And so us spectators, we have a ping of about 400, so you might see a slight delay in some attacks because of our spectator mode. Coldfusion moving in force to take out the generator harvester. This is great play from Coldfusion. They are moving as a team. There are a couple of skulks in here. Frelge trying to clean this up and prevent the loss of their harvester. Harvester is costing 10 team resources, and I have cut that there because I accidentally ruined my camera perspective. But if you look on the minimap, you can see that the Marines are still alive in there. There's another skulk moving in there now, and we have a hive drop from Frelge. A hive drop. That is great news for Frelge. It's okay news for Coldfusion, because by now they've probably got phase tech, and I will try to fly into the Marine start at some point to show you that. But there is the hive drop. Still a lot of pressure on generator. You can see that on the minimap, but it looks like a lurk and a skulk are pushing that out, and another 2 skulks coming in from alien start to really clean it up. In your main view though, this hive is sitting here growing menacingly, and whoa, what's this? We've got an egg sitting here randomly. What's coming out there? That's a really ballsy place to evolve. Any Marine coming around that corner could blast that egg into oblivion, but here we go. It's a lurk, and that lurk is going to fly to safety in that vent and no doubt cause a headache for Coldfusion at some point in the future. Scan going down. The Coldfusion commander is scanning. Oma is scanning the the heliport hive room, so he knows that there is a hive in there now, and no doubt in the next 2 minutes or so we will see an assault from Coldfusion to try and prevent that hive going up. Already a scouting Marine moving out. He is armed with a shotgun. Never a good idea to encounter a Marine with a shotgun in a corridor if you are a skulk, and here comes a skulk right now. Let's see if they will engage. Oh, we have 2 skulks in here, so they are in with a chance. He goes down despite some med packs being dropped by Oma. That Marine is done for, and his shotgun is lost. Another Marine moving out on his own, but it looks like this is a group of Marines, so this is the counterattack. Well, not the counterattack. This is the assault that I predicted on this hive. Here it comes right now. Almost all the Marine team moving in here. We have 4 Marine players, 1 more coming from Marine start. You can see that on the minimap. 1 down already to an exceptional lurk snipe though. That is great lurk play. I mean, that is perfect lurk play. A couple of spores to follow it up, and it would have been even more perfect. Here we go. Combat in the heliport hive. Let's see if Coldfusion can prevent a second hive. If they can, it would be a huge blow. If they can't, Frelge will have access to fades, and fades are nasty, nasty big aliens. So, Coldfusion not wanting to allow that to happen. It looks like they are doing relatively well in here. They are maintaining a good dispersion. They're maintaining a good formation, staying well apart, covering each other. Whenever a skulk goes in for an attack on one Marine, they are able to cover each other, and it looks like Frelge is only able to trickle in here. The lurk back towards flight control, absolutely crucial to this defense as it is able to drop spores, but the Marines staying well spread apart. Really good play here. They are just pummeling this hive, and I do not think Frelge is going to be able to hold it. They just They were coming in one by one, and with the Marines in force, I mean, we've got 5 Marines in here at once. The hive is going to go down, and I think you can attribute to the fact that the aliens did trickle in 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, and you really need to go all in at once. And if you are playing as a tight-knit team and that happens, I'd say hold at the door. Just get over the microphone and say, all right, everyone, I know that the Marines are pummeling our hive, but look at this counterattack, interrupting that seminar there. The aliens have taken out all the infantry portals. So great counterattack from Frelge. That is really, really good work. I'm really liking that play. And they've said, right, we've lost our hive. Let's try and finish Coldfusion off right now. Coldfusion frantically dropping a new infantry portal. The commander is out. Oma has jumped out to assist in this combat, so always good to do that as commander. Recognize that you need to support your Marines on the ground at a crucial moment like this. That infantry portal is up, so there will be reinforcements. Frelge capitalizing on the fact that the Marines were stuck in Marine start rebuilding their infantry portals and chewing on this extractor. Would not be surprised to see this go down. This Skulk has had a lot of time to chew on it, and if it goes down, that would be a great blow. Not enough to make up for the hive loss, but as far as counterattacks go, I think Frelge did exceptionally well there. So they didn't do so well in defending the hive, but the counterattack, exceptional. Now, what I was trying to say before was, if you're outside and that's happening, a hive is going down like that, try to get your team to hold and wait outside a door until you are all there, and then go in for the defensive attack on the Marine squad in your hive. That's hard to do on a public server, no doubt, but NS2 is a great game for teamwork, and if any game is going to engender that kind of cooperation amongst public players, I think it's going to be Natural Selection 2, so get out there and have a go at trying to do it. We have a Skulk in heliport trying to chew down the power again, so maybe trying to go for yet another hive drop. It's a great idea to chew down the power before you go in for a hive drop, because it reduces Marine visibility, and aliens have alien sight. They have the ability to press their F key, turn on what is called, referred to colloquially as the alien flashlight, which shows up Marines as bright orange balls against a green background. So it's kind of an infrared night vision ability there. The red emergency lighting comes on as the heliport lighting goes down. The tempo of the game has dropped a bit. Excuse me, that's embarrassing. The alien team concentrated up near alien start, and Coldfusion is concentrated down near Marine start, so the tempo has dropped back. It looks like both teams are consolidating. They're trying to work out what they're going to do next, and that's the real-time strategy element of this game coming in. It's not always frantic play. Sometimes there is a bit of consolidation. We have a crag and a whip, so it looks like, now I don't think either of those hives was able to complete, but it looks like the alien commander was able to drop a second tech building, which is exceptional news for Frelge. Now that might have been a bug, because I don't believe you're meant to be able to drop a second tech structure until your second hive finishes, but whatever, if it was a bug, it was a bug, but this is the beta, so that's to be expected. I wouldn't call that an exploit. It was probably just the alien commander trying to drop it, and if Fire was able to drop it, well, good on him, and that is great, because even though Frelge has lost the second hives and they're not able to get fades, they are now able, because they have a whip and a crag, they are able to get defensive and offensive upgrades on one single hive, and that makes them a force to be reckoned with. And likely Oma on the Coldfusion side is only expecting either a whip or a crag, so it's going to become as a surprise to these Marines when they encounter aliens that have both armor upgrades and melee upgrades. It's going to reduce the effectiveness of their shotguns, and it's going to reduce the effectiveness of their armor against alien attacks. One Lurk doing some really good harassment in here. If he's able to get out on his... No, he is dead. If he was able to get out there with his life, I would have been very, very impressed. It would have been some great harassment, but he does go down. One of the things you can do as a Lurk is fly through Marine start very, very quickly, dropping gas, and that just it slows down the tempo of the Marine team, as they must stop and move back to their armory to heal up before moving out across the map. Denies a bit of map control. Surface access power node out, so this is good. The alien team has taken out the power nodes in surface and heliport, so they have the potential to drop in either room if they do get the resources. Looks like 2 Marines moving into heliport. Nope, they're going to back off there. Maybe they took a peek to check if there was a hive drop. Some gas going down. Here we go. Here's the hive drop. Perhaps that was a bit of a distraction, taking out the power in both those rooms, because the hive has been dropped in Crossroads. Not sure if it was a scan. I'm not sure if the Marines even know about this yet. A couple of Marines coming in to Crossroads, so if they didn't know about it before, they definitely know about it now, and this is combat. Here we go. And while this combat happens, a quick note, the minimap is upside down, sort of. It's not quite intuitive. I don't know if you think it's upside down, but I feel like it's upside down. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. It's probably just me. Anyway, a phase gate has been dropped, and it has gone down straight away in Crossroads, but there's the phase tech coming through, so the Marines doing a good job trying to get a phase gate up, but unfortunately for Coldfusion, Frelge was able to take it down. This Lurk doing some great defensive maneuvering here, dropping a few spores and shooting a few spikes. Interestingly, in build 180, spikes range will be significantly decreased, making the Lurk a much more long-range supporter with its snipe and spore attack, but definitely a short-range flying combat unit. Now, there's a Gorge that has evolved on the top of the Crossroads Hive. That's exceptional Gorge play doing that. The power pack has gone down, so if the Marines want to get in there and drop a new phase gate, they're going to have to drop a new power pack as well. That Gorge evolving on the top of the Hive means that even if the Marines get in there, they are going to find that their weapons are not as effective as they expected, because the Gorge is able to heal it up. So, the alien team trying to defend the Crossroads Hive and finally get access to phase, which could be a nail in a future coffin. It definitely wouldn't be a nail in the coffin, because Coldfusion is playing really wet, the tongue twister well at the moment, and this Hive is now starting to take some damage. And that Gorge is utterly crucial here, because those shotguns are probably up to level 3 attack right now, and that does a lot of damage to an immature Hive that's not complete. But whoa, if you check out your minimap, it looks like there's a skulk in Marine Start, and I don't know how long he's been in there, but he is definitely going to be doing some damage, because there aren't any Marines in Marine Start. And if there's a skulk in there for that long, he must be doing damage. There may not be a commander in the chair, and it looks like we have no Marines spawning. So this could be a counterattack. One Marine in there. Check out your minimap. Don't watch the perspective. Okay, maybe watch the perspective now, as I am coming into Marine Start. It looks like good game. And Coldfusion, Omar, commander, has called it good game. So an exceptional counterattack again from Frelge. That's the second time they've done that in this game. And it's probably the textbook response to what was going on. Their Hives were under attack, and so they switched the tempo. They said, fine, we'll lose that Hive, but you'll lose your base. They got a couple of skulks into Coldfusion's base, and they took down the infantry portal. So well played from Frelge. Great situational awareness and great commanding there, but well done Coldfusion for holding what is probably the preeminent NS2 team, up-and-coming team, to a 16-minute game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please leave your comments and feedback below this video, because I do read it all. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to bringing you more NS2 games like this in the near future.